To Neil Haley show, and my guest today, Janet Nichols, is going to bring up a topic that, you know what, it's not well known. I'm excited to talk to you, Janet, about this. Janet, how are you? And the topic you have in the book you wrote a chapter on is renting out a room for, explain that a little bit more to me.
Sure. Well, thanks, Neil, for having me on the program. I'm excited to be here. And my book chapter is about taking a space in your home that may not be utilized in its highest and best purpose, meaning either a spare room or perhaps an unfinished basement that could be finished into heated square footage for a traveling professional. This could be a traveling nurse or a radiologist. It could be for any corporate traveler that may have an assignment that is extended, more than just a week or so, where a hotel just really doesn't cut it. And this is a fantastic way to bring in some passive income for yourself. It could help pay your mortgage if you have a mortgage payment, and can certainly be of value to the community where you're providing housing. As we all know, the real estate market has been crazy the last 18 months, and housing shortages are still a thing, even with the market cooling somewhat, especially in popular markets. It is difficult for people to find housing. And if you have the ability to convert unused space, you're really doing your community a huge service.
Makes complete sense. So what are the recommendations and tips if you're going to go how to do something like this?
Sure. First of all, you want to evaluate your space and make sure that you're able to provide what these traveling professionals are looking for. They prefer to have a separate entrance, a private entrance, and a private space. So an ideal scenario would be if you had, for example, a detached garage that had an apartment above it where it had its own living space. That's fantastic. If you have, for example, a ranch style house and you have an separate exterior entrance where you could convert that space into either a studio or one bedroom type apartment setting, that would be preferable. Just like all of us, traveling professionals are looking for well lit accommodations, meaning that it's a safe neighborhood, it's well lit, they feel comfortable coming in and out of the home or the space. Parking available for them, preferably off street, just like you and I would prefer to have our cars, in a driveway or a carport or garage. So do they. So you want to make sure that the accommodations are good and safe, well lit inside the unit as well, and furnished. These folks are busy. They're working 12-hour shifts, most of them, and they don't have time to deal with linens and furniture and a mattress and all of that good stuff. So I recommend that you furnish those items. And I also recommend that you use bed bug proof covers just to protect your tenant and also to protect your property. Make sure that that is set up so that everybody feels comfortable. And just furnish basic things: cookware, dishes, glasses, towels, sheets, blankets, comforters, that kind of thing. Certainly want a dining space and living room. Wi-Fi is, of course, going to be a must these days, with a lot of people not only working perhaps off premise, but may even be doing their job in your home via the internet.
Now, should you use Airbnb or do this yourself? What is your take on that? Using Airbnb or?
That's a great question. I have done Airbnb, not for traveling nurses, but for vacation rentals personally. I have personally just started doing this myself. So it depends on your level of comfort in your experience. Probably if this is your first time out, I would recommend either doing Airbnb, VRBO, or Flipkey. Flipkey is the TripAdvisor's version of those services. But to have a third party is helpful, especially if you're not experienced. It just gives you gives you peace of mind and gives the tenants peace of mind if you're not experiencing it.
All right. So Janet, where can people find information on you, learn more about you? Where can they go?
The best way to contact me to get information on this is just to email me. My email is my name with my middle initial S than Sam. So it's Janet S. Nichols, and that's Nichols at gmail.com.
All right. Appreciate it, Janet. And a lot of really interesting, valuable information for people to think about.
Thanks, Neil. Appreciate the time.
You're welcome. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.